With layoffs happening all around us, how can you tell if there's a layoff that is about to happen at your company? Are there warning signs that you can watch out for? In this video, I'll share 7 warning signs that you don't want to ignore. But hope is not lost. In the latter part of the video, I'll also share what you can do if you see these warning signs of a potential layoff. Let's jump in. The first warning sign, I would look at how is your company performing? How are your company financials? If this is a publicly traded company, you can clearly see how this company is performing year over year. For example, how's their revenue? How's your profit? Are there losses? It may be that your company is an early stage startup, in which case there may not be an expectation for profit. But if certain financial targets are expected and the company is not hitting those targets, then this may be a warning sign that the company may do a layoff to balance the books. Warning sign number 2. This happened to the company I was at previously. I noticed that senior executives were leaving the company. At the time of leaving, they mentioned that they were looking for a new opportunity or they were taking a break. But a couple of months later, a layoff happened. In retrospect, I realized that of course, senior executives have access to information like the financials or the performance before the rest of us. So they saw something that we didn't. Now, it could be the case that they truly did want a break or were leaving for another opportunity, but they definitely have information that we don't. So senior executives leaving is definitely a warning sign that I would keep an eye on. The third warning sign is the economy itself. How are the competitors in your industry doing? Are they laying off people? Are they having performance issues? Maybe your industry itself is suffering in this economy. If that's the case, then that's another indicator that a layoff may be happening. The fourth warning sign that I would look out for is product performance. Specifically, you can look at products or services that your company sells. Is there a demand for your product? Are you getting new customers? Are customers staying with your product? What kind of feedback are you getting about your products? Are customers happy? If the product is not performing year over year, and if the company is not proactively improving the product and the customer experience, then that is a warning sign that I would watch out for. If you're finding this video helpful so far, smash that like button. It'll really help the channel out. The fifth warning sign to watch out for is leadership and culture. I'm bundling these together because leadership affects the company culture. The one crucial thing that I would look out for here is leadership open to feedback? It's not really helpful and maybe even a little narrow-minded if leadership feels that they have all the answers. We either win or lose as a team. We need the whole team to feel empowered to look at issues, to raise them so that leadership can prioritize the ones that are going to make the most positive impact. And all this can't happen if leadership is not open to listening to feedback. The sixth warning sign is when were the last layoffs? If a layoff has happened in the past, that means the company has used layoffs as a tactic to balance the books. That means they may use it again. But you can also look at, has there been substantial change from the last layoffs? What kind of accountability did leadership take for their actions? I know, a lot of things are outside our control, but ultimately leadership is accountable. Are they taking some accountability, or are they just trickling down that blame and laying off people underneath them? We talked about financials, but there's also a technical debt that can happen when the company is moving fast and a lot of code is being generated. If there are not good technical processes in place, there could be code quality issues or potential bugs that are not being fixed fast enough. If the company is not allocating time to build a strong foundation or putting in some good technical processes in place, then that is another warning sign that I would watch out for. One other consideration. This may not be a warning sign, and I'll explain why. Budget cuts. This could mean that the number of perks are reduced, or they may be hiring freezes. Leadership may be taking proactive steps to avoid layoffs in the future. That's why I said this may not be a warning sign. Now that you know a layoff is coming, what can you do to prepare? The first step is don't panic. You have the warning signs, but the layoffs may or may not happen. Things can still change. We don't want to let assumptions paralyze us, but to prod us to take some actionable steps to secure our future. The second step, make sure to capture the wins you've had in this job. Don't just write down the tasks that you've completed. Capture the results that you've achieved. Make it quantitative where possible. This will help you update your resume. And in fact, start updating your resume right now just in case. And lastly, you can just ride the wave. What do I mean by that? If a layoff were to happen, make sure to ask for a severance. In the meantime, hit your goals and make a strong impact so you can get more results that you can add to your resume. In the process of delivering those results, try to build in-demand skills and learn as much as you can. Again, this will help boost your resume to help you get your next job. Speaking of your next job, how can you find a job in this tough job market? I cover exactly how to do so in this video. I wish you the very best. You got this.